Every afternoon, Thomas's engine was puffing cheerfully along his branch line with two coaches, Annie and Cloud. First, they passed the watermill. Next, they came to a big farm. Then they came to a bridge with a village nestled beside it. It was a very special place. Whenever the children hearing Thomas was coming, they waved happily until he was puffing out the sights. One day, Thomas was running late. He was stopped at a signal before the bridge, talking to some new children. First, the small green engine was waiting too. "Hurry up, Thomas," he called as the signals dropped. "If you're late, the back controller will get another engine to replace you." "He never do that," thought Thomas, but he was worried. The next day, Thomas hurried along the line. Just ahead was a goods yard, and on the platform there was an inspector waving his red flag. Next, Thomas saw some children on the bridge. They were waiting too. There's something fishy going on here, thought Thomas. This station should be for goods, not for passengers.
"Help, Thomas, help!
Called the children.
We're sent at the town."
The station master told Thomas's driver what had happened. "The school bus is broken down, and if they don't get home, their parents will be worried." Soon Thomas was waiting as the children struggled aboard Annie and Clouder. Then they leave. Thomas puffed as fast as he could. Finally he took the children to the next station where Bertie was waiting to take them home safely. When Thomas finished his job, he was really late. He was worried he wasn't back in trouble and would be very cross with him. "I've warned Thomas," said Percy to James. "You've been late one time too many. He'll be in trouble now." "Oh no," thought Thomas. But the next morning, when Thomas collected his passengers from the big station, the back controller was nowhere to be seen. Thomas looked all around and sighed with relief. "Thank goodness," said Thomas. Thomas knows every part of the Branchline, but just ahead was a stretch where the hot sun had bent the rail from the track. Thomas didn't see it bent the track until it was too late. "Careful, Thomas," warned the driver, but it was no use until, with a loud crash, Thomas had bumped off the rails. "Oh no!" he gasped. "That's done it," said the driver. "We can't go any further today." "But what about my passengers?" asked Thomas. "Never mind, they'll be looked after," replied his driver. Thomas felt very sad. While the workmen repaired the line, Thomas had strong shots in the yard. Bertie came to see him. "I understand that ruins my hydrogen," he asked. "Yes, Bertie," replied Thomas sadly. "I can't run without my rails." Bertie set off to collect Thomas's passengers. When he arrived to collect them, the passengers were very excited to see him.
"Hello, Bertie,"
they cried. "We're glad you're here." Bertie drove along the road that runs to the railway. He stopped at each station along the line. Sometimes he stopped at train stations to let people off closer to their homes. Thomas felt miserable. "I lost my passengers to Bertie," he said. "They liked him better than me, it's not fair." Later the back controller arrived. "Your Branchline has been repaired," he said. "I'm going to change your timetables so you and Bertie can work together more." Thomas just smiled. Soon Thomas came back to the Branchline. It was as good as new. "It's good to be back," he said happily. The coaches were also glad to be working with Thomas again. And there, to his surprise, there stood his passengers. "Bertie is a good bus, but we missed our train rides with you," they said. Thomas hurried all the way to the next station, for knew he was glad to be back in his Branchline. And when he arrived, Bertie was there. "Thank you for looking after my passengers," he said happily. "Oh, that's all right, Thomas," agreed Bertie. "I'm glad to make new friends, but I'm glad to share them with you." "Bertie," said Thomas, "you're a very good friend with me."